Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you? So it's Easter this weekend and today's little treat is going to be a sweet Scotch egg. And you'll see them all over the place these days. They make them with all sorts of different types of eggs. I'm going to use the mini eggs that you can buy because this is quite a sweet dish and sometimes it can be too sweet if it's too big. It's really easy and the kids can make it, and it's just one of those fun little things that you can have out on Easter Sunday or over the weekend, and if you've got people coming around just to put out, and it's just lovely. So first of all you need to make a couple of components up. You need to make a really nice sponge cake, so just a plain chocolate sponge cake, and then you also need some chocolate icing to go with it. So here's how I made the sponge cake. So first of all you're going to need 190 grams of plain flour. I don't bother sifting it, I just stick it in the bowl. I understand it gives it more air, but this cake is just so light anyway, it really doesn't need that extra in there. And then you need some caster sugar, 150 grams. And again, just throwing all this in. This is one of Mary Berry's recipes, and it is called a can't go wrong chocolate cake, and seriously, you can't go wrong with it. It is just divine, really nice. And then you're going to need 1 level teaspoon each of bicarbonate and baking powder. Excuse me. Just to go in there. I'm just adding all the dry ingredients together first, and then we'll go on and add in the wet ingredients. But again, as I said, I can't tell you how easy this cake is, which is why it's perfect for the kids to help you make it. And then the next ingredient I find really tricky when you're, actually no, tell a lie, we're going to add in first of all, because we're looking at the dry ingredients, the chocolate. So 2 tablespoons of baking sort of cocoa. Don't get hot chocolate, get the actual cocoa for baking. It really does make a difference. And then what I'm going to do is just mix it all together and then make a little well in the middle, because what I'm going to do then is plop in the centre here 2 eggs. As I said, just going to add all the wet ingredients now on top of all the dry ingredients. There's 1 and 2. There we go. Perfect. This is the ingredient I was telling you is tricky. It's the golden syrup. I never ever work out how best to get it off the spoon quickly. I mean, you can stand there for hours, can't you? Just dangling it over the bowl until it all comes off. And I never want to waste it, because I think, you know, if it needs 2 tablespoons of golden syrup like this does, I want to make sure I get my 2 tablespoons in. And I do love it though, but it's worth it, isn't it? It makes all the difference. So I'm just going to try and scrape this off and get it in the bowl. It's really tempting when you do this. It's not about you, of licking the spoon. Obviously you can't because you're on double dip. This is obviously for me and my hubby, so it wouldn't necessarily matter, but it's still not hygienic, is it? So, but yeah. I won't double dip, and I'm trying not to lick my fingers as well. Really tempting. So yeah, here we go. Get the last spoon in there, and then you're also going to need some milk. I use skim milk. You might think, why are you using skim milk? This is really fattening. I don't know. I just had skim milk in the fridge and thought I'd use it. And you need 150 millilitres of skimmed milk, and then you need the same amount of oil. And I'm just using a normal vegetable oil as well to go into this. So, you know, you could use rapeseed if you wanted to. You don't want olive oil, you don't want anything overpowering because this is a cake. So just be careful. Just a normal bog standard cooking oil is absolutely fine here. Obviously not the fry, you know, the chippy one, but yeah, just a bog standard vegetable oil going in. Just put all that in. As you can see, everything is just being thrown into this bowl. There's literally no hard work at all. And all I'm going to do now is take this across to the mixer and just blend it all together, and then it's done. I mean, it is simply that easy. And then what you end up with is a really runny mixture, which is just perfect, and you just need to pour that into a nice baking tin, and that's it. It's literally, as I said, it is so simple. It pours in lovely. You just goose, is that a word? It just oozes out of the bowl, and you can get a really clean bowl, and you think, oh my god, this is never ever going to turn into a cake because it is just so runny. But as I said, it is called a can't go wrong cake for a reason, because you seriously cannot go wrong with it. It is just, I can't tell you, It's one of these cakes that you just have to have on your menu, and if you're doing a tray bake for a school fair or something like that, this is a really easy one because there's hardly any preparation, and you know, you can do it in the evening quickly so that the kids have forgot to tell you, and you'll end up with just amazing cake that you can have the next morning. What I should have said as well, sorry, is that you do need to bake this in the oven at about 180 for, I did it for about 30 minutes. Just keep an eye on it because you don't want it to be too dry because it is a really moist cake, but it is divine. And here's how I made the icing. Right, so for the icing, I've got 150 grams of icing sugar here, 50 grams of butter. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. There we go, and then just 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm using skimmed, but obviously, you know, with the rest of the calories that's going to be in this, you're not going to need to worry. And then all I'm going to do is stick that into the food mixer and combine it all together. Right, so here's my icing here, and then I'm going to add into this just my sponge cake, which is just divine. It's almost too good to go in this in some ways because you just want to eat it as it is, and all you need to do is just get your sponge and just break it up into the bowl like so. This is just such a moist cake. I mean, just on its own as a cake, it's perfect with a nice bit of icing on top. Okay, and I'm just going to mix that in with the icing. What this will do is it'll give you a sticky consistency so you can mould it better. Just using a wooden spoon for now, but you can get your hands in there if you prefer. Just this bit, I find if you can get your spoon in, you can get all the bits off the side better. You don't waste any of the icing. Okay, I'll just add a bit more of this cake in. There we go. Let me just move that cake out of the way. I think that's enough cake for now. So there will be some for the pudding. I'll give it a final mix. I think we're almost there. We're going to have to get our hands dirty in a minute anyway, so we can combine any last bits that haven't fully taken up the icing anyway, so don't worry too much. There we go. Right, now we need our little eggs. As I said, you can use any types of eggs. So these are dairy milk ones. So you need to take off all the paper. I'll just start peeling them. So you can use the mini Cadbury's eggs, you can use the Oreo eggs, any of them really. They all work, it just depends on your flavours. Okay, right, we're all done. Let's get rid of the wrapper. And then all you do, as you would a normal Scotch egg, get your little chocolate mini egg, get some of the filling in your hand, like that, pop it in the middle and then mould it around, like so. And roll it into a ball. And then just set it aside and then do the next one. I said, if you really want to go for it, you can go for the big eggs. I just find the big Cadbury's cream eggs are just very sweet anyway. So to add a bigger element into it of sweetness, it's just sometimes just too much. Okay, now let me get on with these. Right, so I've got all my balls here. And I have actually done a couple of full-size Cadbury's cream eggs here as well, actually, just to show you. And then all you can do then is just coat them as you would do if it was like a meat one. Instead of using breadcrumbs, I've got some chocolate here, which I've grated. This is salted caramel flavour. And I've got some coconut, And all you do is just pick one of your balls up and just roll it around. So it picks up all of the yumminess of whatever you want to coat it in. Obviously, you don't need to use egg yolk or anything because it's already gooey and sticky. There we go, perfect. And then just set it aside on a tray and then just keep it in the fridge until you're ready to serve. There we go. These look delicious, and I'm going to stick these in the fridge now for at least an hour, and they will firm up even more, and they will be absolutely delicious as a little treat. And yes, they are, you know, full of syns, full of calories, but it's Easter, and if you just have one of these as a treat or half of one, it's not going to hurt you. Share the love, share it around so you're not eating it all yourself. So go for it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget you need to subscribe, click notifications, and you give me a thumbs up, and have a lovely Easter, and try not to eat too much chocolate. A little bit is okay, but not too much. All right, see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.